And I just wanted to make a quick video um, to express myself and let you guys know a little bit more about me and how certain things of me and my content came about. Um, so, first thing, I wanted to kind of tell you a little bit about my story and how I got to the idea of doing like content on YouTube and Facebook. So, I wanted to get on here and tell you pretty much it started around. I didn't start the content around this time, but I started feeling this way around like third grade. I had a lot of issues with going to school. I would skip school. I would fight my mom and my parents to go to school, which was not a good idea because school is very important. Um, I ended up getting expelled, I believe, in third grade for attacking a teacher, which I shouldn't have done. I accidentally kicked her when she was trying to refrain me in because I was in an elevated state, and I then was expelled from school. I was out for the rest of that year. I came back in fourth grade to go back to that same school, and I constantly felt like the whole thing was going over and over and over. It was a repeating thing to where, I mean, years went on. I mean, all the way from third grade to probably about sixth, it went on constantly. I was not going to school. I was skipping. I didn't want to go to school. I was fighting. I was doing anything it was to not go to school. I was arrested from running this from the school. I got into fist fights with my principal. I've pretty much got it all, and it was not a very, very good decision because honestly, those are the things that are going to labelize you, which I did get labelized a lot from that. So then, around sixth grade, I started to feel more so um, like I really didn't care about school. I wanted to pretty much get it done and over with. Whatever. I wanted to be at home 24/7. I wanted to be at home. And so I started a cyber school named Cola, and though it was a great cyber school, I didn't excel. Like, I didn't really want to even do it. I was at home, but I didn't want to do it. So I would just pretty much rush through my work and pretty much get it done in maybe 15-20 minutes, which is not very educational or anything. So then they ended up kicking me out of Cola and sending me back to my old school, where I was in seventh grade at this time. And so, well, I was at the beginning of my seventh grade, end of my sixth grade. And so then after that, I pretty much started to go back to the whole entire I don't want to go to school, I'm not going to school type of thing. And then, well, my parents, and then I had like children and youth and everything coming in, which was very kind of weird for me. I mean, that was the normal pretty much for me because I was so used to seeing these people, I wasn't really afraid of them in a way. Like at that time period, I was not afraid of anybody. Like I wasn't afraid of the police. I wasn't afraid of anything. I was like pretty much on top of the world. I was in my own world, which was very, very wrong. I made a lot of bad decisions, and that was not a. I honestly say education is very important. Um, and so then they pretty much decided they sat down with my mom and we had a big meeting with my parents and my siblings and everything, thinking that what should I do? Well, my principal at the time and the school I was going to was ready to pretty much said, okay, we're gonna send him to a bad school. We don't want him anymore. We don't want him here anymore, pretty much. And so then we came to the realization that that wasn't going to work. That even the bad school wasn't going to work. I didn't go to the bad school, but my family was dead set against it. So, and I had so many people that fought for me to get it. For my counselors at that time were fighting for me to get not to go to that bad school, because that bad school was like really bad, I guess. And then I pretty much had the same thing happen there. I didn't want to be there, so I began to fight. Well, then eventually it came out to where I ended up doing what they called half and half, where I would go to school till about 11:15, I believe it was, and then I would come home and pretty much do cyber school at where I am now at PA Distance. And so then I started to get a little bit better. I mean, it wasn't as much as I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to do it at school, but I started to more fall into, I like this cyber school thing better than going to school, period. Well, then, come the end of my 7th grade, I pretty much said, okay, I want to be in cyber school. I don't want to be in the public school. I don't want to do this. I don't like it. It was just me. And then pretty much I decided to talk to my parents about the situation, and my mom kind of agreed with me. My counselor at the time, who was a fantastic counselor, Logan, um, was his name, and he pretty much agreed with me. He said this is probably the best decision we've came up with. Well then, I went to be a distance from 7th grade to now, and I cannot be more happy about school. Education is very, very important. If you want to make a career out of yourself, I highly suggest going to whatever school district works for you. Um, PA Distance honestly worked for me for a lot of the reasons. Teachers and staff at PA Distance truly care about their students. Um, I have teachers now that literally um, pretty much are pretty much always there asking questions. Do you need help? Do you need this? Do you need that? They're always there to help you. And that is what I realized, that teachers really are there to help you. Before, I was like, okay, well, I didn't really care. Now, I see pretty much a different light of school. School is important to many students, and I think that if you do not believe this, please watch this video and see how a kid with many, many labels has won from hating school to being one of my favorite things to do. I'm currently a senior in PA Distance. I never honestly thought I would make it this far. Honestly, to be honest with you, the way I was going, I honestly didn't think I was going to make it probably past 10th grade. Because honestly, as soon as I could have signed out, I was probably planning on doing it back then. But now, I'm a senior, and this upcoming June, I will be graduating from PA Distance, and I cannot be happier. I mean, these teachers really, really helped me, and these teachers helped me show that education is important. And so, I encourage you guys to watch this and realize that education really is important. So, this is coming from a person that used to absolutely despise school, um, broke teachers' ribs, fought the police, was arrested from running from the school, pretty much fought anything or anyone to pretty much not go to school. Was arrested 3 times grand total because of not going to school. Was threatened to be put into children and youth. Had multiple counselors, which also helped me very much. So if you really, really need help and you really need to seek that, I highly suggest getting help through counseling services and or asking for help in some way. Your parents, your counselors, your teachers, anything will help you. And so I just wanted to share my story a little bit with you guys to show a little bit about me. And I hope you guys feel a little bit more connected to me, and you know why I kind of started this content. And I started this content more so because this is kind of like a time elapse. I kind of got bored a little bit because cyber school is great, and it does teach you a lot, but there's some times where you don't have a lot of work enough to do to cover the normal school hours. Now, that can be beneficial in some circumstances, and that can be upsetting to some parents as well. But if you have a hobby that you like to do, I highly suggest you do it around this time, because a lot of the times I get done with school because I work ahead a lot, so I get done earlier. So this is kind of a way that I kind of filled up that little bit of time. So I wanted to kind of sign on to let you guys know a little bit about that. So that's why I kind of started like the Wrestle Talks and everything that I've all started. And so that's pretty much my story. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys learned a lesson or two about me, and I hope you guys learned a lesson about how important education is and how time elapsed can actually be very, very beneficial to many people. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Peace. And remember, education is always important.